Winning is everything in esports, but it's more than just hardware to toss on a shelf. It's months and maybe years of hard work and sacrifice just to have one moment.
And BC Gaming comes so close, but not close enough.
BC Gaming all out of gas, and they're going home with Revenant Esports going on to day 3.
China have finally put themselves on the map.
Chinese Mainland has done the unthinkable.
Some wins just mean more. If you're newer to Brawl Stars, there's a good chance you've never heard of Toxic Lotus, the #1 team from Chinese Mainland. In fact, they've been the #1 seed from Chinese Mainland for 3 straight years. Most have never even seen gameplay of Chinese Mainland since it's broadcast separately from other regions in the Brawl Stars Championship. So when the Brawl Cup was announced, many had no expectation for Chinese Mainland's representative to achieve much, let alone win a match. After all, if history told us anything, there weren't great odds of Toxic Lotus winning despite being a #1 seed. Until 2024, no Chinese Mainland roster had ever won a BSC match against international competition. There were some close calls. In 2023, Toxic Lotus's first season playing together, they were placed in Group A of the World Finals, where they competed in some of the closest matches of the entire tournament.
Actually gets caught there by Engine, still dangerous. Position to be in. Here's the Shockwave. Engine wants to surge ahead, and BC Gaming, unbelievable start.
Making China Brawl Stars esports history already. First game and a set on the board against a team like Luminosity.
Luminosity try to open up the game here. Patchy, he's flagging, he's going for it. He gets the stun, and Engine is off the map. That is 10 gems now, and BC Gaming have to go for it, but Charles comes in with a Shockwave and catches OU. All the gems spilt over the ground. And BC Gaming comes so close, but not close enough.
Hypercharges popped. We see the Sandstorm in. They're still missing a player. Trishot now pushing forward. It's 3 versus 1, but no time left. Revenant Esports, they've completely defended it. BC Gaming all out of gas, and they're going home with Revenant Esports going on to day 3.
Toxic Lotus may have lost both matches, but they demonstrated their ability to challenge teams from other regions. In 2024, regional slots were readjusted, and Chinese Mainland were only guaranteed 3 LCQ spots. The Last Chance Qualifier is a postseason tournament where teams who weren't quite at the top of the region compete for 4 remaining spots at the World Finals. Connections and VN Esporting, the other 2 Chinese Mainland teams, went 0-2. Toxic Lotus was the last hope for Chinese Mainland to make a World Finals run.
It doesn't connect here with 10 seconds left on the clock. The ticket pushing back Suzuku. He's bought so much valuable time. Engine gonna be bringing down a choppy. Why bring out Suzuku versus the world? He manages to collect by Blue Star firmly in OU's hands. And ladies and gentlemen, Na'Vi will not make it to game number 2. The smiles, the elation, the joy, as China have finally put themselves on the map.
After 6 years, a team had finally won from Chinese Mainland. Unfortunately, their run would end the next day versus Foot Esports after an 0-3 loss. Toxic Lotus would have to be patient for another year and opportunity. Months would pass before the 2025 Brawl Cup, a global competition where the best teams from each region would compete for additional LCQ and World Final spots. Toxic Lotus had once again swept through Chinese Mainland and would fly to Dallas, Texas to prove their region deserved more seats at the table. They would have a tough draw though. Their first opponent of the double elimination format was defending world champion Humble, who would beat them 3-0. It looked like Chinese Mainland would have another early exit. Toxic Lotus's next opponent was North America's #1 seed Tribe Gaming, who lost 0 matches in the first 3 months of the regular season. But Toxic Lotus had a few tricks up their sleeve starting on Bridge Too Far. It was a standard start to a draft until picks 4 and 5. Toxic Lotus selected Mico out of nowhere. This puzzled many, but it was an intentional strategy. Mico is not popular at a professional level, but Toxic Lotus took advantage of his record smash star power, which allows Mico to deal 100% more damage to non-brawlers. In this instance, that's the heist safe.
Now, this is the closest we have to a base race in this format with the change to heist. 1280s raining down, neck and neck. A gap
Wait a
goes
minute.
through, jumping to the other end. Engine looking to pour out damage. It's a frantic finish here, and the Mico wins them one. Toxic Lotus take the first.
I'm sorry, that is just absurd. To dive on the safe once more and to go back to work. Tribe have to get going here. They've got to get busy. They've got the invulnerability phase here, but they haven't triggered the last one of Toxic Lotus now. The Mico might just get the feast on this safe. 24% still here for Toxic Lotus. Engine too hard to catch it. Blink and you'll miss it. First set taken here by the squad from Mainland China.
Toxic Lotus caught Tribe off guard, but the red roster responded by winning set 2. Hard Rock Mine would be an important set to take the lead, and Toxic Lotus planned it perfectly.
Look at the left-hand side.
The Ash ban is so base.
Yeah.
Toxic Lotus have done their homework about Tribe Gaming. That is an RBM staple.
Well, the fact that it's 3 unique tanks in particular. I think it's either we don't want to deal with Tribe Gaming being so strong with those brawlers, or they really want one particular brawler for themselves. I'm wondering if it's Hank.
Ash basically just ignores it and has more damage output with the rage that he builds after taking that hit. And you're dead right. Look at that. The Hank brought in. Shade finally makes his way in, but honestly, I was expecting to see it from an EMEA or APAC team. It's or rather from East Asia. It's going to be Engine getting the Shade in.
Very unique bans, but this is why. They grab Hank. Hank would have been a great option into Shade, but because Hank's stolen for Toxic Lotus, Shade shines when he has good matchups. He can really run away once he gets that super. Now they pair this with their mid of choice. They've got the HP, they've removed several brawlers, and now Tribe Gaming are running out of ways to deal with the Shade. Tank would have been one of the better ones. Jackie would have been a good one. I've seen sometimes people get in throwers, but now there's so many health points and so much aggression on that other end. Sure, early on you can make it difficult for Shade to charge that super. Once he gets one, he's off to the races. Shade, not an S-tier brawler, but if there's no hard way to stop him, a good player will excel. We saw Chitampo do this a couple months ago. It shined a little bit last month, but this guy's just an issue right now. Now he's lurking on the top-hand side. What's Zeus supposed to do? He can go through walls, cycling another one as well. It's going to pick a teleport to get out of there, but he can't even use it. He's striking so quickly.
RBM has done a great job keeping his team in this game, but it's a matter of time until Tok starts to run away with this. Literally and figuratively.
RBM looking to strike. Not enough. It's the entire Toxic Lotus roster looking to respond, and they force the dragon away.
Zeus in trouble, has a dimensional door here, but OU's the one that's carrying the gems, and he's still very healthy. Tok stunned briefly by a super by Luffy, but he's not going to have another one of those reliably at his disposal. They're flashing super. Zeus has to try and come forward here. Remember, Tok has another shield to work with Hardened Hoodie. And there's, of course, a bubble there for OU. It's not enough. Tribe Gaming got completely, and I mean completely dominated in Gem Grab. Luffy here with another Rattled Hive. Needs more than just chip damage. More than just accidental hits from that. But where he's standing, it's not enough. There it is. RBM goes in. Tok having to catch him out with the magic hand. It's going to be a stun there on the G, but Engine trying to screen for his team with the montage. It's not enough. RBM bouncing about in the backline. And OU in a 1v2 can't get him there. Tribe Gaming, signs of life still. They are in this game yet.
RBM easily gets his super, is holding on to it. There he is flashing it. It's been a battle between him and Engine the entire time. Now he's hovering over. Oh, the pull goes through! Tribe Gaming down to their final life. OU falls 2v2, put in a corner. Zeus doing everything he can alongside Lori. Now a 2v1. TOC, can he do it? RBM clutches up when it matters most.
Luffy though wants to get aggressive. Oh, the magic hand catches him out. That's not good at all. Tribe Gaming now have to fight back for their life in this tournament with only 2 players.
3v2 situation. Zeus without a super, RBM without a super, and Engine has a hypercharge at the ready. Now the Flog is fighting them as well. Make it a 4v2 at this point. RBM going in. He has to. No other choice. They have to make magic happen. Down goes one. 2v2 situation. Zeus lobbing up shots. Barley full HP, and RBM has to dive in at a perfect time. Last call goes on the ground, and it's down to their final life. Shockwaves sent across North America. Chinese Mainland has done the unthinkable here in Dallas.
For the first time in Brawl Stars history, Chinese Mainland had won a best-of-5 versus international competition. The next day, Toxic Lotus would have to face Loud, South America's #1 seed. If they won, they would make Championship Sunday and be one of the top 4 teams of the entire globe. Unfortunately, Toxic Lotus had a rocky start and would face the steepest hill in esports if they wanted to win the match.
Toxic Lotus working for that Rico hypercharge. Tok has had 2 of them so far. Here comes the super from Firecrow. It's drive time. OU now to the top right corner. All the healing in the world doesn't seem to be enough. Tok now trying to circle around the right side. Beams down. Etinho with the super to try and finish off. Not enough. Here comes the stun. The takedown. What a finish. Toxic Lotus with a set win.
But Dog once again threatens to wrap around from behind, and Toxic Lotus are going to have an answer to this. Here's the super. Protect the pirouette comes in from Dog, and he decides the damage, the threat is enough for him. But Engine comes in, and look at all the little helpers now to overrun Loud. Edinho not able to deal with those single targets. And Toxic Lotus have gotten the lead.
A last-ditch effort from Carl on the left side. He does have a super, but now it's up to 95%. Oh, and TOC so healthy right now. Oh, shielded, blue alive, a set win. Mainland China in set 5. It's a relatively equal scoreline, and Adinho is going to afford a bit more time for the next push in from Loud. Only 6% to go.
Yeah, I mean, that recoiling rotator was devastating. Great gadget use, but here comes the Kenji. Engine tries to jump, finally trying to take down enemy brawlers, but a hypercharge from Adinho says, bye-bye, safe. This should be Loud, taking away a first round. What a rip-roaring affair as both teams opt to go for the race off the bat.
Just need the additional speed to get to the enemy side while invincible. Engine's going to go for it. Fire Pro and Fire Dog are well aware. They're going to get whatever they can. Hypercharge, it's super available. As much defense as possible, but you can't chip through that.
Big lead for Toxic Lotus. Here comes Engine again. Adinho can't do a whole lot about it. Eventually he's dealt with, but not before he gets about 9% of damage for free. Loud have to go quickly here, or they're going to lose the long game easily.
OU in close range. All right! He's able to take down the Daryl. Fire Crow on top of the safe, getting lots of damage. TOC shuts him down. What an advantage for Toxic Lotus. Engine exactly where he wants to be, taking down all of those spiders in one blow. Now, Super up to the sky. 700 health. That's enough. OU now returning from spawn once again to go for the defense. Adinho closing in range, and OU with tons of damage. It's chipping down to nothing.
There we go, another layer of invulnerability there for Toxic Lotus is safe. The 19% is left and they're still going after it. OU sends a couple of boomerangs in. First, it was a set win, then a match taken LCQ, and now Toxic Lotus stand amongst the top 4 teams in the Brawl world. They're taking on all challenges to advance to Championship Sunday.
Toxic Lotus were no longer just some team. They were top 4 in the entire world. TL were only 1 win away from guaranteeing their home region an LCQ spot, and if their magical run extended to the grand finals, they could possibly guarantee themselves a world final slot. To do so, they would have to get through EMEA's #1 seed SK Gaming in one of the most exciting matches of 2025.
Ope has a super. Shot coming in from Joker now. He needs to bounce these. All of Toxic Lotus are grouping up, but here come SK Gaming. One last push should get them there. 2% at their home. What a start. Slow and steady wins the race. Top takes another hit. Notice the shots bouncing between him and OU. There's extra value for Joker in that belt. That was big hypercharge from OP. And looks like Toxic Lotus, their mouth wrote a check they couldn't cash.
SK know it that they are within a few seconds of being able to secure it. The last part of the stand. Oh my word, one voltage attempt. It's not enough. And SK Gaming start off strong.
Here we go, damage on SK Gaming safe, though Yoshi's still going to work. My goodness, he shoulders the pickaxe and he's getting at it here. Yoshi has to try and burst this safe down. Backs up a little bit now. It's getting a bit heavy, though, on the SK side of the map. They're getting a little bit low. 25% for SK. Yoshi's trying to go for it. Charging on in, and he can't get there. He doesn't have the damage. So here we come once more. Montage used for that map control. Toxic Lotus forced into the back corner of the map. There's 7 seconds left, and SK Gaming have got to make a play. Joker with a super now. Pops the gadget, misses the walking cane, and has the super backwards. There's no option, no opening for SK Gaming. Toxic Lotus are impenetrable. And see, Tok had to use his gadget to get out with that gem. Reset the countdown. Oh, Tok! Oh, he's down! The horde of gems gets dropped, and OU now has to try and scoop some of them up. Still a chance to recover, but not until Yoshi finds a massive super. Brings Toxic Lotus to their knees, and Tok does not have the backup to force Joker to drop these gems.
Nice shot in there from OP, and lovely gadget again. The slow-mo replays of Spike perfection, and there is the pull. SK Gaming are back, and SK Gaming have got all the time in the world to slowly advance to the left-hand side. They gain the set, they bring it back, and we get to go the distance, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
Joker's taking up primo duty.
Nice right-hand side lane cleanup, but Joker has found some space and might be able to walk this all the way. So Nick has got the DPS to take care of it and doesn't hesitate to land a 16-second goal.
Because it's a little bit broken, a little bit busted. He's able to find ways to make use of it. OU there, suplex yet again. Joker man is all over this. Hits it from the top rope. And now with only 10 seconds left in the round, Toxic Lotus simply do not have the time to take possession of the ball and convert a goal. OU knows it. He's trying to free it, but with 1 second left in the game and nobody can touch it, it's SK Gaming. Move to advantage in this decider set. Engine wants to go and dig it out. This is risky. He's really exposed himself here to Joker, who'll flatten him. Tok's in trouble, desperately trying to clear the ball. OU comes in with a hypercharge super and Joker gets away again. The guy is unreal. And SK Gaming away from a Grand Finals appearance here at Brawl Cup. They're giving SK time here. Joker goes over the map. This is a big risk that he's taking, trying to go forward like this. Ark, and he gets caught out. Yoshi corners the ball. He knows it's getting dangerous now. MG to know you, encroaching, pushing up. OP stuck in the goals with nowhere to go. And we've got an even game.
He's the playmaker. They need that on the side of SK. So Toxic Lotus has got to be careful to not feed him too much damage because he'll be able to obtain it.
Here it is. There's a feeling of inevitability about it as SK Gaming are in overtime with a B. And OP is starting to go to work on Toxic Lotus, surgically extracting one brawler after another with these long-range shots. And there's still 23 seconds left to play, Ark. They are getting awfully close. They are threatening. Yoshi finds that damage on Engine here, and he goes down. Toxic to fall, and this could be it, folks. The curtain call for Toxic Lotus. Joker's blocked it. And for SK Gaming, this is just another bump in the road. They still got a dynasty to deliver.
The clock had finally struck midnight for this squad of Cinderellas. In the third place match to guarantee an LCQ spot for the winners region, Zayed Division, East Asia's #1 seed, won 3-1. They may have lost, but Toxic Lotus were far from failures. For the first time ever, Chinese Mainland had won an international best of 5, and they'd done it twice against 2 #1 seeds, with one of them being a reverse sweep. It took years of hard work, dedication, and enduring lots of pain, but Toxic Lotus got their moment and have earned their place forever in Brawl Stars history.